Hello, everyone, right here playing Farming Simulator 22 on Westbridge Hills. Since last episode, we did a little live stream here on the map, so we got some random work done. Also skipped some more time here, and now we're ready to harvest. What is this actually on this field here? This is soybeans? Let's see what's soybeans. Yeah, so we're ready to harvest our soybeans here. The canola field, I don't think is quite ready yet. No, yeah, canola field is still growing. Corn that we planted here last episode is still growing there as well. Got all that finished up here. And then also on the live stream, actually, you know what? Let's get started harvesting. We'll get into the details here in just a minute. Let's get GPS set up here a moment. 0 degrees, auto width. Homing on the combine. And we should be good to go. Running the Fendt Ideal 7T here again, of course, by the way, with our was it 40-foot power flow head I think we have here. This is the one that has the cross auger on it with the belts that go the other way. Definitely a different design header than I've ever seen before. I don't think I've ever seen a header quite like this before. So very unique in my opinion. Anyway, oh, of course, I too can't forget the uniqueness of the combine here as well. Missing a little something in the front, aren't we? Where in the world is that steering wheel? Yep, that is still very different, isn't it, everyone? Again, I have to wonder, everyone, if this is going to start to become a little bit more of a popular option here. You know, again, you'd have to imagine, everyone, going into the ergonomics of things, which, you know, again, if you're harvesting for hours upon hours every day, everyone, the ergonomics of your combine is going to be very, very important. Like, you know, a good seat and just everything, like, yeah, as ergonomical as possible. And, you know, little joystick here versus a steering wheel. Seems like that would be more ergonomical. Could be wrong, everyone, but just seems like it would be. So, like I said, gotta wonder if this is going to become a more popular option. Anyway, getting into what we did here on the live stream, everyone. Again, planning on wrapping up this map here at the end of this week, everyone. So we got, I think, 2 more episodes, right? This episode and 1 more after this, and we'll be wrapping up the map here. So, speaking of which, everyone, the corn we planted here will probably never get around to harvesting it, and we'll probably never get around to bringing it to the biogas plant. So what we did on the live stream is I just went ahead and bought some silage. Oh, that silage is all gone now too, already. Okay. I just checked this like before I started streaming, and there actually was silage in here yet. Looks like in the couple of minutes it took me to load up the game and start start recording, I should say. Start recording here. Looks like it used up the rest of the silage. So, and we got 2,115 gallons of digestate. Not sure. What else? Is there anything you can do with the digestate besides sell it? I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not sure on that one. So anyway, yeah, just ended up buying some silage of them just so we could see it run. You know, again, if we were to play on this map a little bit longer, we could probably look at buying a chopper and maybe fill up one of the bunkers or something like that, or at least get it partially full. But that would definitely take quite a bit of time. And like I said, we're going to wrap it up for the map. So that means this next week, Evan, this next Monday, we will be playing on a brand new map. Got one in mind. Haven't fully decided yet. We'll have to see once here this weekend. We'll get the new map set up and, you know, figure out then if it's a go or a no-go. In which case, we'll have to have like a... Okay, first choice isn't good. Going to the next one. We'll see once here. See how it goes. Again, as a reminder, if you have any suggestions for apps, like I said, don't have them 100% nailed down at the moment. So if you haven't already suggested a map or you know of a good one, let me know. Throw it down in the comments, Evan. Always very much appreciated. I know so far we've got, was it Tehatin? Again, I'm not 100% sure if I'm saying the name of that map right, Evan. And then also, I think it was Missouri River Bottoms. They're like the 2 big contenders at the moment. And then there also begs the question, I wonder if we want to do row crop ready or not. From what I know of row crop ready, everyone, and the way the game functions, I'm not sure if we want to go down that road or not, everyone. And this is just my opinion when it comes to this, Evan. Like, if there was a proper way to do it in the game, I would definitely be all for it, Evan. From the little bit, and I have not looked into it a whole lot here in Farming Simulator 22. I know it was a thing back in Farming Simulator 19, Evan, and, you know, again, for those who maybe watched some of my videos, it actually was probably more in the live streams I talked about this, typically where we talk about more of this stuff. like the details and stuff I want. But back in Farming Simulator 19, people are trying to do this as well. And yeah, it would just lag your game right down to like 5 FPS or 10, 20. You know, maybe if you had like a supercomputer, you can maybe get 20 FPS, right? But yeah, no, it pretty much lag your game right out. And that is unfortunate because of the way the mod authors are trying to do it. The game engine simply is not designed to do what they're trying to do with it, with the way they're doing it anyway. Again, like I said, maybe there's better ways of doing it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not enough of a modder to answer that question. But it sounds like from what I'm hearing, Farming Simulator 22, they're probably trying to do it the same way they were in 19. Because again, I'm hearing horror stories about FPS lag on those. So that suggests to me they're probably trying to do it the same way, which, in my opinion, is not an acceptable or good way of doing it. Just don't. Like, why? Why do you want to play the game at 20 FPS? Or that's if you have a supercomputer, right? You know, if you're lucky, you're probably playing at 5 or 10 FPS. It's like, no, I'm sorry, row crop is just not worth it at that FPS in my opinion. That one. And again, it has to do with the way the mod authors are trying to work the game. And again, it's just not set up for that type of thing, unfortunately. That one, so. You know, again, do I think it'd be cool if the like the actual rows in the game actually lined up a little better? Absolutely. You know, the corn we have planted over here. Now, the corn we have planted over, and if we like take the time to like line it up with the combine, in theory, it should probably line up. And then what we probably would have to do, is like take the time to maybe modify the work areas of the header just so it lines up better. Be a lot of math involved, but that would probably be, at least in my opinion, the correct way to do it. So there's a couple things you have to do with that. You'd have to get, well, you'd probably have to increase the resolution of your angles. You know, again, when it comes to the game, you probably have noticed Giants works on, I think, is it 0, 45, and 90 degree angles where they're planted. That's just like base game Giants. Now you get some of the modded maps, you're going to see a lot better resolution on that, right? You know, some map authors, they're down to a couple of degrees or 1 degree or something like that. Start doing that, and that'll probably help a lot. And that can be done usually without causing a whole lot of lag, at least that I've noticed anyway. So just doing that type of thing would probably be a far, far better row crop experience. Here I am talking about it, like I don't know modding it. Actually, in this case, I probably do know enough to make that work. But anyway, that, in my opinion, would be a better way of doing it. And just, like, I'm sorry, abandon the way we're doing it now. It's not good, in my opinion. Again, these are my opinions. You folks are welcome to throw your comments down below on this as well. But just my thoughts, if it's going to lag the game out that badly, absolutely no. Okay, almost to the end here. Wow, we're actually 64% full already. Soybeans are yielding up pretty good here. As for what we're going to do with the soybeans, that is a good question, everyone. I don't think we really need soybeans anywhere. Yeah, like flour, we're doing pretty good. Is there anywhere else that takes... Oh, soybean oil, we could... It's pretty much full, everyone. Pretty much full. So, I'm guessing these factories here... Actually, I shouldn't say this because... Boy, when's the last time we put soybeans in this factory? That's a good question. I don't remember, everyone. Yeah. That's a good question. That is always something that has kind of annoyed me about how the factories run in the game, everyone. You know, you put a couple thousand bushels in, or if you want to go in liters, maybe 100,000. Put 100,000 liters of some crop in there, right? And that 100,000 liters lasts you like 2 years. Like, oh my goodness, that's a little bit ridiculous there, if you ask me. Like, really, Giants? Like, I've got all these crops I'm planting, everyone. I literally have nowhere I can bring them as far as production facilities go. And speaking of which, Evan, the sorghum we planted here last episode, I ended up just taking that down to the train station and straight selling it, everyone. I'll just straight up sell it. I don't know how much money we got for that. If we can, should be able to go back and look, right? Sold products. Is there actually a separate category for crops? No, there's not. Okay, so it must be under this number here. Again, 376,000, I guess. Although I don't know why that number's so much smaller than this number. It makes me think that's probably not correct. Is there no, like, sold... Sold wood, sold products. I'm assuming it's under sold products then. I don't know. Although, again, I question why that's so much lower because, you know, over here we're averaging about 400,000. Suddenly we're down to 376, even though I sold how much sorghum? It was actually was it 2.5 trailers, I think? Something like that. I'm a 2.5 trailer full, gravity wagons full, that is. And speaking about gravity wagons, we're almost full, so we're going to have to go grab some gravity wagons here pretty quick. And just a reminder here, too, by the way, if you'd like to join us in on the multiplayer servers, play some multiplayer farming simulator with us, you can find that information down below in the description here of this video. We ask that you please join us in on the RDAllen Teamspeak server. Again, that RDAllen Teamspeak server information is down below in the description here of this video. Don't forget to, if you're not already subscribed, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Always very much appreciated. And, of course, if you like the video, well, you folks know what to do. Give her the old thumbs up. And, you know, I suppose it goes the other way, too. You know, if you're like, you for some reason don't like the video, I don't know. Could be the equipment choices. I can understand if folks didn't like the video for the equipment we're driving, right? Yeah, you can give it a thumbs down too, right? I will have to say, in all my years of making videos, very, very rarely do I get a thumbs down in my videos. So, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Evan, but I think it's good, right? Every so often you get a random thumbs down here and there, like maybe one a week or something like that. But... So again, big thanks to all you folks watching for hopefully enjoying the videos we make here. All the comments you folks leave, enjoy reading all those as well. Speaking of the comments, we'll get to those here in a few moments as well, hopefully. Oh, let's see here. Oh, looks like the Magnum is on it. I'll just walk over there. You know, they say walking's good for you. Oh, actually, you know what? Seeing as how the Magnum's not actually attached, I'm going to put the Magnum here on the red wagons. You know, I don't know, something about putting the red tractor on the red wagons. Just, it seems like the proper way to do it, right? You know, again, if the canola was ready to harvest that one, I would probably put the other combine over on the canola as well, but not quite ready to harvest yet, so. And I'm pretty sure we planted these both at the same time, if I remember correctly. Again, if you're maybe just joining us in on this series, though, even though we're getting close to wrapping it up, a little bit different play style than I typically do for Farming Simulator. We are playing base game, no precision farming, so that, of course, changes up some of our fertilizer and liming mechanics, sort of. Though, again, I've said this many times about the lime, everyone. It doesn't really change the lime that much. It's still like every third harvest you have to put lime on the field, so... Doesn't really change that much. The fertilizer, it definitely does change, everyone. Like the fertilizer, when you're planting, you can put all the fertilizer down in one go and be done. With precision farming, that is. With precision farming, you can do that. Base game, you can't do that when you got to put down 2 applications of fertilizer, which I don't know about you folks. I kind of actually like that. You could technically do that with precision farming as well. You just have to put on half and then later put on another half. Takes a little more work to do it that way, but that isn't a... You know, or that is, I should say, that is a change I wouldn't mind seeing in the future, Evan. Maybe Giants makes it so, like, every growth stage, it removes fertilizer. So, like, you get to, like, 3rd growth stage, Evan, you got to add more fertilizer, otherwise there's no fertilizer left on the field. That'd be kind of a cool way of doing it, I think. So then you got to, or maybe, like, corn, Evan, corn usually really likes the fertilizer. So maybe, like, every 2 or... Maybe 3, 2. How many growth stages are there? Is it 4 or 6? I think it's 6, right? Or is there more? Maybe it's 8. Actually, there might be 8 of them now, everyone. Yeah, it looks like there's actually 8 there, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Maybe every 3 then. Like every 3 growth cycles, gotta add more fertilizer to the field. It'd also be cool, Evan, if the lime actually made a difference as far as like your fertilizer goes as well. So let's say maybe your pH level is a little bit lower on the field, Evan. You're not paying attention to your lime. Maybe that actually affects your fertilizer as well, right? I mean, 'cause that's typically how it works in real life, by the way. If the pH on your field is not good, then it doesn't really matter how much fertilizer you put on the field. I mean, you got to have your lime and your pH, I should say, really. You got to have your pH correct, or at least close, right? For that fertilizer to really work well. So, just all kinds of cool things Giants could potentially do with the whole precision farming concept. Not to mention, I know I mentioned this a lot of them, but got to mention this here again. Like, exactly how does Giants do precision farming in the game without GPS? I've asked this many times before, but I don't think I've ever actually gotten an answer for it. And I could probably answer the reason why I haven't gotten an answer, because you can't. You can't do precision farming without GPS. You've got to have precision farming, or you got to have GPS for precision farming, right? And of course, along with that, not only GPS, you also got to have like maps of your field too, as far as your lime and pH, fertilizers, and of course, when it comes to fertilizer, I mean, for those of you farmers, you know this already, I'm sure. There's more than just like fertilizer, right? You break it down into, I think usually they break it down into what, 3? NP and K. As far as I know, you can get like even more data on that too if you want, but most farmers probably NPK, and of course your pH. And then you're going to map out the entire field as far as, what pH levels are in various parts of the field. You're going to map out, say your nitrogen levels across various parts of the field as well. So, like when you're planting or spreading fertilizer, well, this part of the field needs more. You're going to put more on, right? Part of the field over here, nah, it's still good. Don't need any. Or need very little, maybe. Now, when it comes to precision farming, I think one of the things that, at least in my opinion, that's really going to make a difference, everyone, is going to be like the weed it systems. Again, for those who like watch Welker Farms, there's the weed it system. I always forget which one's which here. Welkers have weed it, and I think the game is, where is our sprayers here? So we have the, oh, you know what? I'm not going to have it in the game here at the moment, everyone, because I don't have the precision farming turned on. So, see and spray. Yeah, that's right. In the game, everyone is see and spray. At least if you ask me, I think those systems are really good, where you're going to start seeing a benefit, where you're not having to put as much chemical down on the field. You're going across the field, and you only have a couple weeds here and there. It sprays those weeds. If you're saving, and I believe the Welkers, they think they were saving, what, like 80, 90% of their spray? I don't know about you folks, but that cost is going to add up very quickly. The savings, I should say, really, not necessarily the cost, but the savings will add up very quickly. If you're only using 10% of the spray you would normally have used, wow. And then not to mention, too, like in a situation like that, okay, maybe you can put it on just a little bit heavier, right? So really get some killing power on those weeds. If you're not having to put that rate across the entire field, wow. I don't know about you folks. I think that is some really exciting stuff right there, in my opinion. Even more so than maybe like the variable seed rate and fertilizer and stuff like that. I think the spraying will really be the biggest benefit there. Okay, as I mentioned, let's head over to the comment section here in a moment. Enough my jabbering on. Let's see what you folks had to say here as well. And of course, don't forget, if you folks want to chime in on any of the stuff we've talked about, always enjoy reading all you folks' comments. I know we got some folks watching out there that know way more than I do about this stuff, so. Christopher was saying, good video, keep it up. Hey, thank you very much for that. And Christopher was also saying, yes, I'm talking about maps that only the PC can play, not the console. He's suggesting I should do a map that only the PC can play on. Very well. I mean, yep. If we play on any like 4X map, I mean that's automatically rules out any console there. So, Mason was saying, well, that black combine is not ideal now, is it? That's terrible. I like it. I didn't even think of that one. Yes. Mason is very correct. This Fendt Ideal Combine has not been ideal. At least for going up the hills anyway. It's not doing too bad. I mean, 6 miles an hour right at the moment here. Oh, she's running in the catch-up, though. Running her right in the catch-up. Maxed her right out, huh? Okay. Mason was saying, if you wanted to buy junk, you should have bought that puke green cloth combine. Ooh. Courseplay will do a better job if you choose a headland, since the trees are where it turns around. For the next series, you need to do all John Deere so we can detox. Yeah, yes. Good point there, Mason. Too much this Fendt and red equipment going around. Terrible. Terrible, I'm telling you, folks. Brian was saying, say no to the biogas plant. Just say no, huh? Just say no to the biogas plant. Nope, never been a fan of this map. I like the maps where there's a ton of fields and not a lot of forestry areas. It's funny you mentioned that there, Brian. I think that's actually probably the reason I like this map, is because it does have a lot of fields, at least in this area of the map anyway. Like right around the farm, we got like all fields. You know, again, if you play on most Giants, at least in my experience anyway, when most Giants maps, they like to spread their fields out all over the place. A lot of small fields, which is different. This map has a lot of big fields on it, everyone. There's a couple smaller ones too, of course, right? But for the most part, I would say this map is big fields. And yeah, there are some forest. Well, yeah, I guess like down here's a forestry area. I'm not sure what it is on the original map. If that's what's down there, I don't know. Obviously, you know, back in Farming Simulator 2013, I mean, we didn't have forestry. Well, at least not at the beginning when the game first released. But I think it was the end of 2013 we had some forestry, or was it 15? I forget if that was Farming Simulator 15 or 2013 when we had the forestry mod. For those of you who remember, the original forestry actually came out as a mod. There was the forestry mod, which was then the next version of the game actually had actual forestry in it. Kyle was saying AGCO also owns Gleaner combines and Valtra and Challenger tractors. Challenger tractors, I don't know if those are going to exist anymore, are they? Because Challenger's now kind of like Fendt. I mean, they kind of were before, but I understood it correctly. I thought AGCO was just going to just go Fendt. I mean, a Challenger tractor is a Fendt, so just buy a Fendt. Oh, Jonathan. Oh, he's got a whole list of good maps here to check out. Also, I just realized, where's the title on? Okay, I'll have to fix that. Apparently, episode 42 is missing its title. Huh. I don't know why, but YouTube's been a little derpy here the last couple days when I go to upload videos for some reason. Keep having to refresh the page, which is probably what happened with the title on episode 42. Anyway, Jonathan was saying, here's a good amount of Farming Simulator 22 maps you should take a look at. Goldcrest Valley. That's another Giants map there, by the way. Sosnovka, another Giants map. That is the Farming Simulator 15 Platinum DLC? I think it was the Platinum, I think. The one we're on now, of course, Westbridge Hills, was the Titanium DLC for 13. Bucks County, Pennsylvania, Goldcrest Valley 22. Edgewater, Saskatchewan, Volcano Island, Green River 22, the Valley of the Old Farm. Oh, yes, the Valley of the Old Farm. That's a good one. Michigan Farms map. Actually, we played on that one. Prairie Farms map. Played on that one as well. Frankenmuth. Played on that one. New Giants Island and the FS09 Island. Yes, the FS09 Island, huh? Oh, come on, Combine. This was the part of the ideal Combine, Evan. That's obviously not ideal here. Yeah, I don't know. As a reminder, we're using, like, this is Giants in-game Combine. I'm not using anything modded here. This is from Giants. With the recommended combination header, too, yes. I don't know. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do, right? Like, come on, Giants, really? At least it works, I guess, right? I know it's been over, well, actually, what, 2.5 years now? Almost, well, not quite 2.5. 2.25, I guess. I've been 2.25 years now since Farming Simulator 22 first came out. But for those of you who remember when Farming Simulator 22 first came out, I mean, the game was definitely a little rough, shall we say. You could definitely tell Giants did not do their due diligence and actually, like, play test the game. Like, maybe just a suggestion here for Giants. Giants are the developers of Farming Simulator 22, for those who don't know. Maybe just a suggestion here for Giants. Next time you release a game, maybe, I don't know, just maybe, like, open it and play it for 5 minutes first. Just saying, That's, again, to give you folks an idea, that's literally how bad Farming Simulator 22 was when it first released. Like, just open the game and play it for 5 minutes, and you could have a notebook full of problems. Of course, that seems to be the way a lot of games are going nowadays. Thinking of another one, was it the Battlefield? I think it was Battlefield, and I forget the name of the one that released here just recently that came out. Well, and I say recently, it was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, somewhere in there. Yeah, that game was not well received either. They had way too many problems with it. Well, that mirror is rather interesting. Yeah. Guess you don't get to see any crop in that mirror, do you? And these two mirrors apparently just don't work. Looks like they're probably so you can see your tires down there, I'm guessing. Looking at the angle of those mirrors anyway. Obviously, visibility in a combine one. Yeah, not the greatest, right? And of course, is one thing that's changing with a lot of the newer combines nowadays, and any of the farm equipment for that matter, really. You're starting to see a lot more cameras on the newer equipment, like all over the place, right? Oh, let's see. Do we want to drive over there? Let's bring the trailer over here, I think. Okay, well, on that note, Evan, I think with that, we're going to wrap up this episode here. You folks have any comments and or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, Evan, thanks for watching. Until next time.